Testing 1 2 3. Malolele everyone, and welcome back to Poly Pathways. Today I'll be covering the three main types of engineering roles within the engineering industry and explaining about how they interact with each other, and in most cases, how we deliver public infrastructure. But first, let me break it down into a simple analogy. Say, for instance, you have an asset you want to build, and let's say, for argument's sake, it's a swimming pool. You engage a contractor or a builder to come and give you a price to build the work. However, you're unsure of the costs and perhaps managing the quality, and so you seek some independent advice. In that simple analogy that I've just explained, you've got you being the client, the person building the pool, which is your contractor, and the independent advice that you're seeking, which is the consultant. Now, let's take that same example and let's apply that to a city or bigger infrastructure, pipes, roads, bridges, all sorts of public infrastructure. Your client, being the city, has to look after all the public infrastructure. You've got your consultant who's providing independent advice on how to design your infrastructure. And then you've got your contractor who's building the assets. Engineering roles weren't always like this. Historically, you'd have one person that would manage the design and the construction. But as projects grew over time, the risk increased, the cost increased, and the complexity increased. Hence, the roles had to be diversified to help manage that risk. The Industrial Revolution was a key part in history where projects definitely increased in risk, size, and complexity. And as projects got bigger, like railway tracks, dams, underground infrastructure, then emerged the independent consultant. Over time, cities grew and government started to accumulate more and more assets. The government had to figure out ways to maintain the assets and also plan for future growth. And there emerged the client engineering role. Engineering is a very risk-driven industry where you have to figure out what type of risk you have and how to share that risk and figure out where risk is best located among the three types of engineers. And every role exists to manage that type of risk. Here's a fun fact. The term civil engineer comes from the Latin word civilis, or civil, because back in ancient times, engineers were used for the military. So there you have it. The three main types of engineers: your client, your contractor, and your consultant. And each engineering type serves different purposes. The client, who owns assets and has to figure out what to do for the future growth and maintenance of assets. The client, who provides independent advice. And the contractor, who manages the construction risk and construction activities. Thanks everyone for tuning in for this video. If you have any questions about those three engineering types, please put them in the comment section below. Otherwise, I'll catch you at the next video. Thank you, and ofaatu.